Sadness has a home, a permanent home address. Somewhere deep within the memories of my heart, there's a place for sadness. It's welcome there, but possibly nowhere else. The safest it feels is in that permanent address of its. Quietly in those forests, I'll hide so many of my emotions. Sadness too, as a permanent home address. Sometimes I reluctantly go and touch, knock on the door, and sadness comes to me and embraces me and says, "It's been such a long time, my friend." My friend, it says. I'm not sure I see sadness as my friend. I see sadness as possibly something. I don't know. I've not put a name for it, but that embrace at that point of time fills me with sadness. It's almost as if all the empty bowls and empty spaces that I have has been sponged with sadness. And so heavy is that longing of sadness to meet me and embrace me. I sit at his home. I sit at his home for a very long time, sipping all that coffee that he says, reminiscing of so many times. I wanted to let him go, wanted to let him free, let him go wherever he wants, however he wants. But somehow, sadness always has a permanent space at that point, that permanent home after years and years of conditioning. Other emotions, my friend, are all over the forest. They're free, but sometimes they know when to come out and when not to. But sadness, I come to him. I don't allow him to come to me. He stays in his own forest, in that permanent house of his, under a little bit of house arrest. And I feel sad for him. I feel sad for my own sadness. What kind of a sadness is this? Such is the irony of life. But I sit with him. I want to talk to him. I want to listen to him. I want to know what hurt him. And slowly, pull him out of that permanent house arrest. Make him safe, feel safe, roam all around the forest. And maybe once I gather enough courage, share him to the rest of the world and tell the world, here I'm embracing my sadness. Not in the confines of this forest, not in the confines of this silence, not in the confines of this night, not when people have hurt me. Do I go and knock on the house of sadness and say, visit me, friend, or I am visiting you, my friend. Embrace me and take me home. He takes me home. He sits with me. As much overwhelm I feel, he takes them all in like a giant sponge. And after a little bit of time, when I've sipped my coffee, had my dinner, he says, my friend, you belong to the world. Go on. I will catch up with you. And whenever you need me, please come home. You know my permanent house address. In this jungle, in this place, near those trees, the most darkest corner of that place. I will always be here. I will always be here. And that draws me to tears. that draws me to tears. Or I leave him again and go to that world where I am bereft of sadness. Or I don't have time to show that I have sadness. I have compartmentalized sadness, put it a permanent house address, said, here I am, bereft of sadness, so efficient at letting the world know that I don't feel sad, I don't feel hurt. Because that's my mechanism to say I'm sane. That's my mechanism to say I can't hold sadness right now because it's too heavy. Too heavy for me to move forward, holding on to that kindness. And I don't have time, space, and energy to take it to someplace else, process it, and come back and take me forward. I need to be there. I need to be there for myself and for others. So I always knock on sadness door and add a little bit of sadness to an already sad place and come back. Come back to that place where I'm bereft of sadness. Over a period of time, I've learned, unlearned, and relearned, and possibly learned over and over again. This works. The easiest way to do it. Take my load, put it back at home, that house of sadness, and come back to someday else where I'll have enough time, enough space, enough at all points of time. In every way of the world, say, now I have time to come back and look at the sadness. And until then, this house shall bear all memorabilia, all regalia, all memories of all those times of sadness. Sadness has a permanent home address. And to that house of sadness, sometimes I go and knock on it, only to be overwhelmed for once and then come back a little bit freer, a lot more selfish, and reiterating that this programming is working. I don't have time. I don't have space. I'll come back another time.